Last week with Convoy Home Loans, we talked about what I thought was coming, which was a cash out refi boom. We've already seen the rate and terms, the people that did the 2-1 buy downs and got lucky. That boom is already well on the way. I actually think a cash out refi boom is coming. I said so last week. And lo and behold, I will be executing a cash out refi with Convoy Home Loans. Dustin, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So I want to catch the audience up on exactly what Olivia and I are doing, why we are doing it, and why we'll be using Convoy Home Loans. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
So I've said for a long time that I did one thing right for our portfolio, and I thought I had everything set at 30-year fixed rate debt. Right? We took a lot of our multifamily properties, even the big ones, the 18s, the 12s, the 13s, and we put them on 30-year debt during 22 and 23. So our mortgages are fixed, X taxes, X insurance. However, lo and behold, just this week, I got a letter from a credit union, a little small credit union, saying that one of our loans is resetting. And I'm like, what the heck is this? So we actually did 2 deals with this credit union during the great financial crisis. And it turned out that my memory's terrible, which to my mother would be no shock. Olivia would be no shock. But we bought a small commercial building, retail on the bottom, 2 units on top. And then we bought a duplex from the same credit union in Fresno. And what I learned this week is that commercial building, which I should have known better, was on a 10-year fixed, 30-year AM. So we are now coming up, or we just had the 10th year just finished. So now it reset. What happened? It went from 4.99 to 8.7 or something like that.
Oof.
So our payment went up substantially, which was shocking because, again, I thought it was fixed. And lo and behold, I was wrong. It was always a 10-year balloon. It's a commercial product. I should have known better. So the reason I reached out to you, Dustin, and your partner, Jonathan, is I'm going to do a cash out refi. I have both these assets. They have plenty of equity. The DSCR is going to be like 1.5, right? Because I'm not going to do a massive cash out. But what I want to do is this. I want to take one of these assets, take out enough cash so that it can pay off the other asset. And ideally, have the combined mortgage payments be less, right? So let's just use some round numbers. Mortgage payment on the duplex is, I got to write this down so we don't forget, is $800. And the new mortgage payment on this mixed use building jumped to $2,100. So the total is going to be $2,900. So that's the dilemma. So the balance on the commercial building is much larger. It's about 3x the debt on the duplex.
Yep.
The commercial building is worth about 400. Let's say the duplex is worth 300. And I came to you guys ideally saying, hey, let me do a cash out refi on the commercial because, again, it's the highest rate. It's got probably the most equity. And it's the one that was the pain point. And what I found from you guys is, Zuber, we can't help you really because that's a commercial building. It's going to have a higher rate. It's going to probably have a 5-year term this time instead of 10. And, you're probably going to be in the 8. So you really can't help that much. Is that, do I remember it correctly?
Yeah, that's accurate. And I'll give just a little bit of background on John and I own Convoy Home Loans, right? We're a residential first company, and you've seen it everywhere in the last 3 years, realistically, since 2022. If you've been in the mortgage shopping for a mortgage, I should say, where residential lenders in 2022 were given all these different types of products, being able to do DSCR in a 10 unit building, a mixed use building. But the truth is that it's really the only benefit when it makes sense is that we can do them 30-year fix. We can do it using gross rents instead of your NOI like most commercial. But the rate, like you said, is going to be 8.5%. So it's not a great product rate wise anytime a residential lender is offering anything on a 5-unit or a mixed use building.
Yeah. So the good news is I have options. And again, working with you and your partner, Jonathan, has really opened my eyes. So what it looks like we're going to do is we're going to actually cash out refi, to be very clear. We're going to cash out refi the duplex. And again, I will be taking out enough capital to pay off the commercial building. And ideally, the new debt structure, which again will only be on the duplex, the total payment will be less than $2,900 because that again is the total debt payment for these two loans. So when we talk about doing cash out refi on a duplex, let's assume, and again, these are just guesstimates on your part, 800 credit score, we're going to go to 50, maybe 60% LTV, debt service of 1.5 or better. And oh, by the way, 30-year fixed, and I'm willing to pay 2 points because again, I want to set it and forget it. What am I looking at today? I won't hold you to this, but ballpark, where are we at today?
I mean, you kind of hit, I wouldn't say the unicorn, but like the perfect buckets that any sort of end buyer, any investor buying this note would love to have, I should say, not want to have, in terms of 60% loan to value or less, right? In terms of perfect credit, 800 or higher. Realistically, anything above like 740 is great. And then you're saying you're willing to pay 2 points, right?
Yes,
Now,
correct.
I'm going to, go ahead and tell you that with no points, that right there, especially, pardon me, I forgot, DSCR over 1.25, that's kind of the biggest ticket right now in terms of like if the DSCR is higher than what number, what gets you the best rate? It's 1.25 usually.
Nice.
You could get 5.8 with no points. Okay?
Wow. All right.
1.5 points to get 5.5. Don't do it.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
recommend it
no, I wouldn't
because
do that.
no, you would need, if anytime
I
you're
thought
buying
I
down
thought I
below
would. I thought
six,
I
it's
yeah. I thought I could get to a 5 flat with 2 points, but maybe not.
weak. If you want to get to the 5-year arm, which we could, and I know you don't like arms, then that's the only way.
Okay.
Not on fixed. And
All
look,
right.
we
Well
could
then,
go the conventional route and all that, but I don't know if you
no,
want to do that.
no. We'll do DSCR faster, quicker, cleaner. So yeah, I love the fact that you guys are just brutally honest with me and the audience. It's like Zuber, we could take your money, but you shouldn't do it. Right?
Yeah.
You're going to get 5.8 flat, and I might get you 5.5 with what would be a couple of $3,000. Don't do it. And you're absolutely right. For an extra 30 basis points, I'll just lock it, set it, and forget it at 5.8.
Yeah.
And
Because
just to be clear, cash out. That's cash out
cash
notes.
out. Cash out.
Yeah.
Because like anytime you're buying down and you're buying to a rate lower than 6, it usually doesn't make sense because there's such a big line of like, all right, you want to do it?
Yeah.
We're going to
Yeah.
charge you 4-1, on a buy down. But if you're
Yeah.
buying from 7 to 6, it might only cost you 2 points and it makes sense. So that's kind of
Got it.
the line right now in the sand.
Got it. Do you have your mortgage calculator with you handy, or you don't have it?
I got
Nope.
nothing.
All
You're
right.
gonna
Well,
have
that's right.
to.
Yeah. I'll do the math because again, I think 100K at 5.8, is it's not going to be. The payment's going to be lower. So at the end of the day,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, my net worth doesn't change. However, I'm also left now with another asset free and clear. That's how I'm going to play this. And oh, by the way, my monthly stroke is lower. So this is why I consider win-win-win.
Look, and what you just went over, your situation that we started, we have this conversation a lot, and we have conversations where clients have, 8 properties, 16 properties, 2 properties that they're considering refinancing, but knowing which lever to pull, because a lot of the times we have pushback where it's like, I don't want to, for example, if I have a portfolio of 10 properties and 4 are free and clear and 6 have mortgages on them, right? Um, and they just want to do cash out refis on 6 of them. They want to keep the 4 paid off. Well, truthfully, it's better to do maybe 2 or 3 at low leverage cash out on those 4, do
Yeah,
much lower leverage on the 6. So your overall indebtedness for the money that you're borrowing, right,
yeah,
is lower. And that's exactly what you're doing. And I think it's
absolutely.
a great tool to use.
Yeah, and I think what's going to happen next year is I do think interest rates are going to stop jumping all over the place. You and I have experienced some wild interest rates adjustments the last 12 to 18 months. I think most of that is behind us. I think rates will kind of gradually fall. And that's going to allow people like me who've accumulated assets, have amazing equity positions. We're going to be able to make some moves. And, maybe it's a move like this where we just rearrange the deck chairs. We pay off some debt and we lower our payments a little bit. And other people are going to go, you know what? It's time to go shopping. And, that's again, that's another bullet I have, right? I'm going to have a commercial building owned free and clear that if I wanted to, someday in the future, I could go get 50 or 60% of that and be a very easy yes answer.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Let
going
me
to be
throw
fun.
one on you. You see all the news because it's December. Where are we? We're going in, let's say 6.25, end of the year, 6.2.
Yep.
What do you, because I get this asked 100 times a day. Where do you
Yeah.
see rates next year at the end of next year?
So I think we're going to be, it's funny you just brought this up. So who was it this morning? I think it was NAR said that they think the average interest rate for 2025 is going to, or 2026 will be 6.3. I'm taking the under. If I had to produce an average 30-year mortgage rate for 2026, I would be, I'm sort of torn between 5.9 and 5.95. I'm sort of high fives.
Okay.
So
I like
lower,
that.
but not crazy.
Yeah, I mean 5.9 to 6.1. I can see. I completely agree with the gradual because there's so many that are like thinking Q1 is going to be 5%. It's not going to be that quick. I have so many of those calls that are waiting, but like,
What are you doing? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's important to note like.
Let me say this: if we have interest rates at 5% in Q1, we are in a nasty recession.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, job markets. Yeah,
It's
I
done.
mean, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, and I think what's important to note, you always look at the year back a year ago, like guys, the 10-year was basically exactly where it is today, right? But average rates are 0.5% lower.
Yeah, all because of the spread. Yeah.
And you nailed it, right? And we still have some room on that spread to get back to the average of 180. But
it's funny you bring that up. We just talked about it this morning, right? I actually have my notes in front of me. Let me see if I have the, yeah. So right now, as of yesterday, the mortgage rate was 6.23. Last year, they were 6.85. The 10-year note, to your point, 4.06. Why are rates lower? The spread is down to 217. So we have 37 basis points, which would get us to, 595. Right. So again, just by the spread falling, we could get sub 6. So pretty crazy.
And look, bigger picture, non-QM, DSCR, Wall Street that's buying and selling all of these notes. They know that. That's why rates are lower right now. They're willing to take that gamble and take the spread out right now compared to what Conforming and Fannie Freddie are doing. So that's just, a little bit of writing on the wall.
Well, if somebody wanted to reach out there in my network, they got a bunch of equity. They're looking at cash out refis. They want to have this back and forth like you and I did a few days ago via text. How do they reach out to Convoy and start these conversations?
Just go to convoyhomeloans.com and please, please, please make sure you click the drop down that says you came from ORAT.
Folks, yeah, you've got to collect that or click that came from ORAT so you get this young man or his partner, Jonathan. If you don't, you will end up in a queue, and you're better than that. You don't belong in a queue. You're part of one rental at a time. So talk to the CEO, talk to the president, and do it the right way. Dustin, you're amazing. Have a great week.
Thanks, Mike.